Hi there, Green Thumb Gardener here today, and today I'm going to be talking about GMOs. So what are GMOs? GMOs are genetically modified organisms. Well, I actually studied plant genetics, so I know what it is, and as a plant biologist I studied this, and you could basically insert a gene and it could have a certain characteristic and it will be activated. There have also been some other genes that these chemical companies have been making, and one of the genes is called a terminator gene. And say if you eat a tomato, so a tomato, if you eat a tomato and then you plant the seeds, all the seeds will grow. But what the terminator gene does is it makes all the seeds in the fruit sterile. There's also these genes that are put into some of the plants that make it so you could spray glyphosate onto the plants, and it would basically kill everything else. It's a herbicide, and it'll kill all the grasses and everything, but the crops that we eat, it won't kill them. So are these chemicals coming into our food? I want to know, don't you? They're saying that that if we don't support GMOs, that we're gonna make the world starve. I think that's a whole bunch of hubbub. There's a whole bunch of these are the same kind of chemical companies that created deadly chemical warfare in the past. Countries in the world that actually legalize GMOs. They don't want GMOs. And the question is, do we want GMOs? Well, I certainly want to know what I'm eating. If it is a genetically modified organism, I want to know it. Why are these chemical companies trying to hide what we're eating? One way to go about responding to this is to write your congressman. You could write them. Because it's going to Congress next, and there's quite a push right now because Vermont is kind of in limbo there about whether or not they're gonna have GMOs labeled or not, and that's why there's such a push. And these agribusiness and chemical companies are really pushing. They have a lot of money, and they're pushing Congress, and I guess they already pushed the House of Representatives to approve this bill. So and then after Congress it goes to the president. So you could also write the president of the United States. I don't care whether or not they are safe. I don't want them in my food, or at least I want to know that they're in my food. I like that right. The right. I want to know what I'm eating. That's why I usually eat organic, because that way I know that it's not GMO. They're making it an issue whether or not it's safe or not, and I don't think that's the issue. The issue is I want to know what I'm eating. So take action. Go ahead. So I urge you to write your congressmen and tell them, hey, I don't like this GMO. I want it labeled. Or you could also write the president and know what you're eating. All right. Happy gardening.